Good evening, everyone. Hi, and welcome. Welcome to the channel. This is really going into a deeper level that I've taught before. So this is something which I think is important for all directors, CEOs to be aware of, no matter what level you're at, whether you're starting or whether you're, seasoned, or whether you're in a higher level, for example, in your business. And I just want to welcome you all. Hi, I'm Christine Crowell, and imagine having 12 strategic objectives to build a crisis fund is something which is important, but also to balance it with a balanced scorecard. And I'm going to explain what that is. So do listen in carefully and grab yourself a notepad and paper so that you can make some notes as well. And I just want to say welcome to all of you and say thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. And it really does let me know that some of you are able to see this. And I think it's important that if you can like and share as well as comment, so that helps YouTube to spread it out to more people, for example. And I know that this subject can be a difficult subject, but to me and to those that are using this strategy, it is actually a very, very positive subject that I'm going to be talking about, because I think we all should build one, whether we're in business or whether we are at home. We all should be building crisis funds, for example, to protect our business as well as to protect our personal lives as well. So I'm going to go into this training today. So I hope everyone is doing well, and do comment in the chat and I'll be able to answer any questions that you may have. So I'll make a start. So today I'm going to teach you how you can save costs by building a crisis fund with a balanced scorecard. This is tailored for the 2024 economic challenges that we've got 2025 and beyond as well. So this should align with your strategy. And since the October budget in 2024 in the UK, the priorities now is to ensure that you build financial resilience for your business, because you'll see a lot of the businesses today are literally, they're closing down. These are the big guys, the giants are literally closing down their business because it's just too much for them. They can't carry that burden. For whatever reason, I don't know, because I don't work in that unit. However, what I would say is that by having a crisis fund could have prevented the difficulties, because we always look at a business and we think, yeah, we're growing, we're getting bigger and we're getting bigger, but we're not thinking about what happens if we get hit. How can we protect ourselves from harm, for example? You can be going for years and years and years, and then suddenly something you didn't expect hits you and it just wipes you out and you're done. Great example is Blockbusters. Blockbusters is when you used to go to it used to be a shop that you go to and you rent videos. The literal DVDs, for example, you'd rent them and then you'd have them for 7 days or maybe the weekend, and you bring them back, and it then changed. Things changed. Things became that you could watch these rentals or watch something online, for example, a movie online. And that's where Netflix came in. They just swooped in and took over. And yet, I believe that Blockbusters was offered to buy Netflix out, but they didn't buy them. They didn't buy that business model. And yet that would have been so amazing. It would have been a a transformation, and we've all got to look at business in a way that we are transforming every year. Year on year, we are transforming, we're evolving, we're moving with the environment, for example, in order to survive. So whether you're recovering from a tough year or planning for long-term resilience, this session will equip you with actionable insights to make strategic decisions. Now, that to me is really important. And to look at the insights, you've got to get started. So I'll make a start for you. So I'm going to explain to you what a scorecard, balanced scorecard is, first of all. A balanced scorecard is a strategic tool that helps businesses align their activities with their goals. It also focuses on 4 critical perspectives, which is financial, customer, internal, process, and learning and growth. And together, these give you a 365-degree view of your business, just like the hawk does. It hovers over and looks around. Now, I didn't know about this until 2017, for example. Could have been 2018 I started looking at this, because I was like, what is this scorecard? I went to a Tony Robbins event, and there was a gentleman there. I'll have to get his name. I do have his DVDs here. I'll have to get his name. His name was, I can't remember, but I'll put the link here. But it was really, really good. The presentation was good. So I brought all of his DVDs, and it was amazing. It taught me so much. I didn't even realize that I didn't know much about business. I knew how to grow a business. I knew how to market a business, but I didn't know all the other parts, the different organs that go with a business. So the overview of the 12 strategy objectives, I'm going to go through that with you by using the Balanced Scorecard, which consists of 12 strategic objectives. Each are tied to a specific key performance indicator, or KPI is known as. So let me break that down for you as a perspective. So from a financial perspective, this first category is financial, which is about ensuring profitability and sustainability. You want to increase your earnings. So this year, try and hit earnings of, say, whatever your goal is, for example. So say if it was to hit a goal of 1 million, for example, which is, very good. It's reasonable. It depends what level you are in your business. So then you want to increase by 12%. So always aim to increase by at least 12% or more, so that you can keep on track. You're going in the right direction. You're not growing too fast where it becomes out of control, like it's a running train and you can't stop it. And you're running at a pace that is manageable, so that you can understand and flow with what it is that you need to do as the director, for example. So what you also need to look at is increase your profit margin. That is the reason why you're doing what you're doing. You want to ensure that you're surpassing your target of, say, 20 to 30%, building a stronger profitability in your business. So the next thing that you need to think about is your customer perspective. That is whereby the customer satisfaction needs to skyrocket by at least 50%. Okay, and it needs to exceed at least, well, when I say skyrocket to 60%, then you want to exceed by 55%, because you want to be above average, not average. So what is your revenue per customer? Do you know what your revenue actually is per customer? Are you really making a good profit from your business, for example? Is it really giving you a good return on investment, for example? So what is your slightly short revenue per customer? It depends really whether you're doing hourly rate, for example. So what is your hourly rate that you expect to, make a profit but not make a loss, for example? So think about what that is. So your scorecard will cover all of these things. And what is your cost per customer when it's slightly over the budget? You need to be able to show this so that you can look at this and optimize for the better outcome of your business, for example. So then what you need to look at is your internal process perspective. So your internal processes are the backbone of efficiency. So your revenue per employee, what is it? What is your revenue per employee? I want you to put in the chat what your revenue is per employee. Do you know what that actually is currently at the moment? Because it is something that you need to look at. I'm just going to drink my tea. Because all of these things you've got to look at and break it down so that you can get a good, clear picture of where you are in your business, for example. So you want to look at your project success rates. Are they exceeding expectations of at least 61%, 71%, showing excellent team performance, for example? So these are all the things that would be on a scorecard. So in the mini bootcamp, I will talk about it. I'll go deeper into this. We do cover this in our paid bootcamp in January, just to let you know, because we need to really understand our business fully so that we can really break things down. Okay, so the next thing that you need to think about is what is your learning and growth perspective. So the learning and growth category focuses on your team, for example. Employer satisfaction, what is that? Is it 72% or more? Is it surpassing your goal? What about your employee skills set? Is it improved with a 64% that they're completing, say, courses that they've enrolled on, for example? Also, what is your mentorship program like? Did it grow or did it fall short? Did you have 10 mentors, for example, to your mentees? So did you pair them to your target? And I'm referring to large organizations here and NHS hospitals, for example. I'm referring to the larger organizations where you would have a mentor and they've got their mentees that they're mentoring within the organization to help them feel grounded, but also help them feel welcomed, help them to feel that they're welcome and comfortable in the role that they have. So the next thing that you need to think about is, what does this mean? Crisis planning? I've never heard of this before. So why does this matter for building a crisis fund? Well, a balanced scorecard reveals the areas where you can actually cut costs, which is important. It will improve your efficiencies and it will build reserves. So, for example, exceeding profit margins targets gives you extra resources for a rainy day. And this will go into your crisis fund. Remember I said about saving 10 to 15% a month of your turnover to go into a crisis fund. So track costs per customer. So you want to highlight where you can save money without compromising on quality as well. Look, with the uncertainty in the economy, especially for businesses in healthcare and small enterprises, businesses all around the world, not just healthcare, it's vital as well to prioritize cost savings while preparing for future growth. So why cost savings and crisis fund matter? What is the link? A crisis fund isn't just a safety net. It really isn't. It's strategic, it reserves, and it also helps you, the business owner, to weather any unexpected challenges. Given the focus on the fiscal tightening in the October UK budget, for example, saving costs is essential for resilience. And this is worldwide. I'm not going to just say the UK, it's worldwide. So by aligning cost savings with the 12 strategic objectives, what can you systematically cut expenses wise to reinvent the critical areas and stay ahead of any potential downturns? This is really important for you to be able to pick this up, for example. So I hope that you're enjoying this video. If I can just ask you to like and subscribe so that you can get further updates for when I'm going live as well. If you're coming to the channel for the first time, I'd like to say welcome and thank you for being here. And I will now continue. So a balanced scorecard is tailored to improve financial performance, customer satisfaction, internal processes, and team growth. So let's explore how these can save costs and grow your crisis fund, because you never know when and if the rainy day is going to hit you, for example. So your financial perspective on this is the opportunity for cost savings. You want to increase earnings per share by redirecting profit into a crisis fund. Rather than, we should have time off, but I'm just saying, just try and make some cutbacks. If you're going on holiday, then perhaps, not do the most expensive type of hotel or something like that. Try and cut back on things. Now, the crisis fund is here to create a reserve for unexpected needs, for example. So increase your revenue. Focus on high margin services or products while reducing resilience on low profit offering. Now look at what specialities that you can offer that is going to pay you a higher rate, so that way you've got a higher profit that you can actually put this money into a crisis fund rather than the low profit, because the low profit is just going to keep you ticking over and do the day-to-day stuff with you. So increase your profit margin. You want to audit unnecessary expenses such as subscriptions, which I've mentioned this before quite a few times, or any software redundancies that you're using that you don't actually use, that you've paid for and you're paying for monthly. That money can go into your crisis fund. You want to look at renegotiating with contracts to boost your margins. The next thing that you need to think about is cost saving. Your customer perspective. Cost saving in customer operations ensure long-term financial health, for example. Customer satisfaction. You want to use automated tools like chatbots, CRM software to reduce the cost of customer service whilst maintaining high satisfaction. So look at your revenue per customer, like I said earlier. Upskill additional services if needed to existing customers rather than spending on acquiring new ones. Cost per customer. Transition into digital marketing and streamline your campaigns to reduce acquisition costs, for example. The next thing I want you to think about is internal process perspective, for example. Streamlining your internal processes lead to measurable cost savings. So you want to decrease the number of defects, implement quality checks earlier in the production to save on costly rework. Rework being done, it costs money. It's like you're paying double. So then there's no profit at all. Revenue per employee. So invest in cross-training employees to handle multiple roles, reducing the need for additional hires. Look, they can do it, for example. Project success rates. You want to adapt project management tools to minimize overruns and also reduce associated costs as well. So, learning and growth perspective. So, invest in your team strategically where you can save costs. Employer satisfaction. Retain the top talent through improved work-life balance, for example, and small non-monetary perks, reducing expensive turnover. Enhance employee skills. Focus on in-house training programs rather than costly external courses. Mentorship programs. Use peers-to-peer mentorship, which is a cost-effective fostering growth and without any external consultants, for example. So let's look at the cost savings initiatives inspired by the October budget in the UK. The October budget in the UK, it emphasized on fiscal responsibility. And here's how your business can align with these principles. Number one, energy saving. Invest in energy efficient office equipment or negotiate with utility providers to reduce operational costs. Tax automation, for example. Take advantage of any relief programs for small business or energy grants. Streamline your operations. Consolidate location, renegotiate leases, or transition to hybrid working to save on office costs. Imagine the thousands that people could save by not having our office and people working from home, or maybe just having a small office and a number of staff attend per week. That way you've reduced your office bills, but only a number of staff can show up on a certain day, for example. So redirect your savings to a crisis fund. Every penny should be saved and for a purpose. So create a dedicated crisis fund to cover employee retention during downturns, seasonal, raising supply chain costs, emergency investment to pivot your business. Apprentices, get grants from the government to cover. And I want you to see what you are able to get. What are you eligible for? There's grants that are about at the moment, and I'm going to do a training on that tomorrow, not today, because I want to separate this, but I also want you to be aware of the massive opportunity that you could have. Like I said, these young people are our future, and if we don't invest in them, what future do we have in our businesses, for example? So the strategic cost savings are not about cutting corners. They're about building resilience. So by you aligning with the 12 strategic objectives and the priorities of the October UK budget, you can create a sustainable crisis fund and future-proof your business. So if you found this helpful, please do like and subscribe. And for more insights, together we can turn these challenges into opportunities. I really want you to be aware of this, care providers, business owners, that you're actually in a stronger position than the larger corporations, the larger giants, because you will see that they're closing down, they're going into bankruptcy because they're trying their best, but it didn't work. But what you can do is you can start building your crisis fund now by you looking at doing a staff audit and being truthful and honest to your staff members, because they know, they really do know that the writing is on the wall, that they may have to go. They have got a feeling that that's going to happen because they're seeing it happen to the larger companies. So they're going to feel that way, possibly with yourselves. That's why it's good to look at the apprentice, look at virtual assistants. We're a virtual assistant agency. We can hire out virtual assistants to your organization. So what is it that's stopping you from doing this? And there are quite a few apprentice, which the government initiatives have got here, that you can really take advantage of, for example. And I'll just go through this with you. So there's the website, the government website, which is called the apprenticeships.gov.uk employers. This is amazing because it offers so much. It really does. You can hire an apprentice. It's got all the different sections there. It's got for employers. And then it just goes into, you know, the funding option, because they give funding, they give you grants, they give you money that you can help train the apprentice that you have to work within your organization. So give it a go. I'll put the link here anyway, but I want you to give it a go and not just think, you know, because at the end of the day, they are our future and they have a lot to offer. We've just got to make sure that we put them into the right environment and that they can thrive with this environment and be strong as well. And look at the apprenticeships, for example. There's the grants available. There's also funding that they can pay to you, the company, which is going to help. You can put it in your crisis fund, and you can also train the person, you know, because it's going to take, sometimes it may take a bit of effort. Like, for example, with my team members, sometimes it takes 6 months, a year before they've grasped what they're meant to do, for example. So you've got to invest in your time, or maybe they can have a mentor that's in your business that they can work closely with, for example. So I hope that you found this helpful, and I really want to be able to give you as much information as possible. So like today was about the 12 strategic objectives to build a crisis fund with the Balanced Scorecard method. And this is a combination where you can grow your business and be able to weather the storm. And also, if you do get hit with a challenge, you'll be able to overcome it because you've got a crisis fund there. And when you use that crisis fund, you can carry on doing the same thing, building and saving your crisis fund. You don't just wait for one crisis to hit you and then that's it, you don't bother anymore. Start saving now so that when the next one does hit you, you've got quite a big chunk of money there to help you. You see, you're not a big, large organization, well, some of you may be, but if you're not, then you are at an advantage right now. So I hope that you found this helpful, and I also want to say I will be on here live tomorrow. I'll be talking about the apprenticeships and the government websites, for example, for you to have a look for yourself and to find out for yourself how you feel about that. I'm not saying you must do it. I'm saying it's your choice, it's your opinion, whether you want to do this or not. But it is something that I feel is a good option that you could be able to take advantage of to grow your business, for example. So I hope that was helpful. I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Thank you so much, and the links are here. Please watch my videos here and here as well, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.